Today's video is on coffee alternatives. I want to get into if coffee is healthy, if it's unhealthy, how often should you drink it, and then some amazing alternatives. Hey guys, it's Mona. I hope you are staying safe and healthy and your quarantine is going as good as it possibly could. Back for another video, and today I want to talk a little bit about coffee because I also thought this would be very helpful since we're staying inside a lot. I know that when I'm working from home or quarantine now, I haven't left the house in like almost 2 months, I love to have a warm drink. It just makes me feel more ambitious and cozy, and it just makes, for me, any situation more pleasant. So I found myself drinking a little bit more coffee than I usually drink, and I thought this would be a great video to share some alternatives. So I'm going to share a few things that I like as coffee alternatives that really do the trick. Like, I don't want to say green tea replaces coffee because that's just such a different taste palette. I just don't think it works. But first, let's get into coffee in general and whether or not it's unhealthy, because I talk about this pretty often. And if you follow me on social media, I usually go through like a month or two throughout the year where I'm like, okay, I'm taking a coffee break and I'll switch to tea. So I want to kind of get rid of any confusion there. Coffee isn't all bad for you. There's a lot of great benefits to it. First of all, I want to say that I really recommend everyone watching this video only drink organic coffee. So when it comes to organic foods, I don't think you have to eat everything organic. I know that it's pricier, like rice and grains and certain foods I don't always eat organic, but when it comes to coffee, this is an absolute must. The coffee crops are highly sprayed with pesticides. It's hard to really get that off. It's not like you're able to wash your coffee. So it's one thing that's just really important. There's a lot of amazing brands I can link below that fair trade, organic. So that's one thing I'd recommend. So at least if you're drinking organic, it's better. But antioxidants. Obviously, coffee has antioxidants. I'm sure that, we've heard that's a great benefit in them. But to get the real antioxidant effect, you usually have to drink 2 or 3 cups. And at this point, that's a lot of caffeine. That's a lot of jitters. And for people that do have a little bit of anxiety or who do get a little bit sensitive to caffeine, 2 or 3 cups of coffee every single day is a lot. Now, if you're having 1 cup a day of organic coffee that you're making at home and, it's not loaded up with the sugar and everything else, that's fine. So another part of this video could be, have this be your 2nd cup or your 3rd cup, whatever your personal preference is. Or if once in a while you do want to replace your coffee, I think you'll really find these beneficial. I think it's a good kind of general rule to think about. Just because something has antioxidants or has certain vitamins and minerals doesn't mean you have to consume it, because you can get antioxidants in a lot of other food, in berries, in vegetables, in teas. Just because coffee has antioxidants doesn't mean you have to drink 2 or 3 cups a day, especially if it's coming with some negative effects. So I do want to get into a few of the negative effects of coffee and why I recommend swapping it out once in a while. It obviously is pretty high in caffeine, which can really mess with your hormones, especially women. We have to be careful with too much caffeine, and our hormones are a little bit more sensitive. It's also acidic. So things that have high acidity can mess with your stomach, can mess with your digestion. Oftentimes people will switch to cold brew because the acidity is usually lower in cold brew coffee. But, those are the reasons why people will try to avoid it. It can disrupt your sleep patterns. There's a lot of other things. If you find that coffee bothers any one of these aspects, then you're going to like a lot of these recommendations. So I honestly think we're going to start with the best one first. I mentioned this recently in my most recent What I Eat in a Day video of my winter edition, but I just need to give this a little more credit. I'm completely obsessed with this drink right now. I actually learned about it when I was at this wellness spa that I can't even remember the name of. It was a small place in Brooklyn. And I was getting this lymphatic massage treatment, and I was talking to the woman and she was recommending this drink because she was saying how her hormones are very sensitive, and I had never heard of it. So I looked into it. It's called Dandy Blend. It's basically a mix of a few different things. It's got extracts of roasted barley, rye, chicory root, dandelion root, and sugar beet. It's 5 calories. There's no sugar, even though it has sugar beet. So really quick, dandelion in general is so incredibly good for you. It's amazing for bloating, amazing for digestion. I also love that dandelion is a natural diuretic. So this is going to help you flush out any extra salt and water and fluid. So especially for women when it's that time of the month or you have PMS, I know I get very bloated. So if this is you, I would really recommend trying this because coffee for me ends up bloating me a little bit, whereas this does the opposite, and it still gives you that kind of satisfaction. It's anti-inflammatory, it's immune boosting, so it's really got a lot of amazing benefits. So even though it has like barley, rye, you think maybe there'd be gluten in it, but actually the process of extracting them and roasting them, they get rid of the gluten, so it is gluten-free. Now, if you've had dandelion tea on its own, it does not taste like coffee, but this combination, let me tell you, tastes so similar to a latte. I actually made it for like a couple people in my family this weekend, and they're obsessed. They're like, this tastes so, like they are going to replace their coffee with it now. So it's not just me who like tends to like weird healthy things a lot. This is actually a really good one. But I will say the directions in the back say to use 1 teaspoon. I don't personally agree with this. When I tried it with 1 teaspoon, it was very watery. So I'll use like a heaping tablespoonful, and I'll mix it with hot water, and then I'll add a little bit of like steamed oat milk or something. I like to use these little frothers, but if you don't have one of these, literally take a pot and heat some milk, and it does the same thing. It just doesn't give that froth. And I like it warm because then it doesn't make your drink cold. So you can do one or the other, but I would do like maybe 1/4 milk and 3/4 water, or even half and half. Having it with just water also doesn't give it that same kind of vibe. But I'm telling you, mix it up, try a little. If it still feels a little watery, you can add a little bit more. There's no like exact recipe to it, but this is a drink you're definitely gonna want to try. I have hot water right here. I'm just gonna use some oat milk. Today I'm using oat milk. I'm personally a big fan of coconut milk. A lot of people, if you don't like coconut milk, you don't want to use it because it's a very distinct taste, but I like them both. I don't even have a tablespoon with me right now, but there really, like I said, there really is no exact measurement. I'm just gonna kind of do like a big scoop, taste it. If it's not strong enough, then add a little bit more. It's completely on preference here. But if you do want to try it for the first time, you want to measure, use 1 heaping tablespoonful. Another cool thing you can do with this drink is add, let's say you want to add, like, you guys like collagen, if you want to add a little bit of coconut oil and make it kind of like a bulletproof coffee, you can throw it into like a NutriBullet, blend it up. Obviously not too hot when you put it in the blender. I've also really been enjoying this drink as like a dessert after dinner because I like the palate change, and it really helps me not overindulge in dessert, especially if there's like no vegan dessert on the menu. Okay, so here is the finished product. I mean, honestly, I guess I get joy out of making my own little lattes at home. It makes you feel like you don't even have to spend the money on it. I do think a lot of habits will be changed after quarantine because I think we're all way more self-sufficient in a lot of things. So anyway, I'm gonna take a sip. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so it's good, but because I didn't measure, I feel like I want it a little bit stronger. It's totally fine to just add a little more. Get a little more here. Mix it up. That is delicious, let me tell you. Okay, please try this drink. You will thank me. I'm like actually excited. If you guys do try it, leave me a comment or like DM me on Instagram and let me know how you like it because it is incredible. So that was really the main showing one for these. The few other suggestions that I have are really in latte form. So I kind of explained how that tastes a lot like coffee, but I often find that when I am craving a coffee or a latte, if I have some other kind of latte, it will still give me that satisfaction, whether it's a chai tea latte, whether it's a matcha latte. Sometimes I'll even take Earl Grey tea. Black tea does it for me a little more than green tea. I'll just brew it, heat up a little bit of whatever kind of milk I want, like almond milk or whatever in here, or heat it on the pot and make that little latte, and it just gives you that kind of coffee satisfaction a little bit more. Another great one that you could make at home is with turmeric. So I'm sure many people watching this have had a turmeric latte. For those of you that haven't, turmeric is just a spice that you can get, I'm sure you've seen it at the grocery store, but you can take the powder and literally add it into steamed almond milk, steamed plant milk, add a little bit of black pepper. This will help activate the turmeric a little more, and add a little cinnamon, and you have a turmeric latte. If you have a juicer at home and you want to actually juice the turmeric, then that's even cooler, but I don't even use my juicer at home that much. I'm more of a blender, so a lot of times I'll just take organic turmeric powder and do that. There's one product I really wanted to share that I, again, couldn't get because it's not quite available right now. I'm going to have to find it online, but it's called mud water. I'm going to pop up a little photo of it right here. It's Mud WTR. And this is a great coffee alternative if you still want a little bit of caffeine. So some people need the caffeine. I'm a huge believer that caffeine is largely placebo effect for most people. For me, I know it is because caffeine doesn't do anything but give me a little bit of anxiety. And when I have this drink, I feel awake in the morning. It's just kind of the aroma and everything. But some people do really react to caffeine, many people. So for those, if you want to try something that does have a little bit of caffeine in it, but not quite as much, I think mud water is a really amazing alternative. It's got cacao, it's got a little bit of black tea, it's got some adaptogens in there, so you're still getting a really healthy balance. It's still helping balance your hormones with the adaptogens, but you're still getting a little caffeine boost, so you guys can also try that. So those are my favorite coffee alternatives. Again, Dandy Blend is my favorite, but the other ones are really great. I really encourage you to try these at home. This will be a great money saving tip even after quarantine. It's just really nice to be able to do more on your own. I'm even like doing my own hair and makeup, and it makes me feel good. Like just being more self-sufficient, it's always good and more powerful to be able to do things on your own. And I think when you can make a little fancy latte, you can save a lot of money every day, that like $3 to $5 that you're spending. I'm gonna link a few different frother brands below this video. The one that I always mention and talk about that I have, I've noticed it's a little bit glitchy. Like every once in a while the hot won't work and it takes like 10 minutes. So it is less expensive than these, but I will link a few options. And again, if you don't want to spend the money on these, you can literally just heat plant milk on the stove in a pot. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any questions in the comments, or if you have some great coffee alternatives, let me know. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.